Kenya, Honduras, Brazil, Miss Venezuela, Chile,
Miss Canada,
Philippines, Brazil, India, Ecuador, Czech Republic, Venezuela,
the Philippines,
Ecuador, Philippines, Vietnam, Puerto Rico.
This year, as Miss Earth goes digital on its 20th year, we rise to the challenge. And with just a tap of our fingers, we can unite the Earthlings all over the world. And Miss Earth Crown is up for the challenge. We are bringing you our 2020 Echo Angels in exclusive interviews, plus a whole lot more. This is Miss Earth Crown's Miss Earth 2020 coverage. So join us, only here where we make it possible and where you see it first. Miss Earth Crown.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Miss Earth Crown page. We are live right now. It's 10 p.m. here in the Philippines and around the world. We are so happy that you are here with us tonight for our extra special live interview with one of our Eco Angels for Miss Earth 2020. By the way, my name is Lois Avellano. I am the chief correspondent of Miss Earth Crown. And for tonight, I will be joined by my ultra cool co-host from Japan. Let's all welcome my best friend, Emmanuel Feliciano. Eman!
Wow,
Hello.
it's the first time I heard ultra cool. But anyway, thank you. Thank you, Noy. And my name is Manuel Feliciano, and I'm the creative content head of Miss Earth Crown. And welcome to the start of a full packed weekend. Okay, thank you very much for being with us tonight. And today we're going to have a very, very special guest. And of course, I will let Noy introduce her to you in a bit. But please do ask questions later on and give your shout out requests and give comments for our guest for tonight. Back to you, Noy.
There you go. Thank you, Eman. And of course, Eman is right because this is actually the eve of our very special final hot picks episode for the roundup series of Miss Earth round for Miss Earth 2020. And we're so happy to have a lovely guest for tonight. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, our Eco Angel of Denmark, MICHALA Rubenstein.
Thank you. Mabuhay Philippines and hello everyone, and thank you to Miss Earth Crown for having me. I am so excited to be here. So I am MICHALA Rubenstein, your Eco Angel of Denmark. So a little bit about me is that I work as an actress and a model in Denmark, and I have also studied psychology. So that's a little bit about me, but thank you for having me, and I'm so excited to meet you all and get to know you better tonight.
There you go. Thank you so much, MICHALA. And of course, our Earthlings are so happy that you are here. Finally, we have pushed through with our interview because we all know that you got sick. First, we'd like to ask, and we would like to know how are you right now? Or how are you feeling right now?
I am feeling really good, thank you. I actually just had my last live with Miss Earth for the national costume with all my European sisters. So it's a little bit of a bittersweet ending because, you know, it was the last live that we all had together, but it was so amazing and incredible.
Yeah, we watched it, and you were all amazing. You were so beautiful. All the European delegates were so beautiful. So,
I agree.
right? No,
Definitely, definitely. And we're so happy that you are here because right now we have some of our fans who are already waiting for you to start a conversation with Mr. Crown. But before we begin, Emma, do we have some shout outs from our fans right now?
Yes. So, Zani, of course, our constant. We call him our constant because he's always here supporting us. So hi, Michala, and hello to Team MEC as well. We feel like we haven't seen you in a while, Zani. So hello Hello, hello. Welcome back to our live stream on Miss Earth Crown. And of course, there you go. I hope you are doing great and you did great during the national costume competition. Yes, we agree, Zani. Yes, Mikala did well during the national costume competition. We are so happy for her. There you go. So if you have shout out requests, comments, and later on, if you have some questions, just please do key in those questions in the comment section. Okay? Yes, back to you, Noy.
There you go. So thank you so much to all of our viewers from around the world. Maraming salamat. Thank you so much for being here because we're going to start off our very interesting conversation with our eco angel from Denmark with our signature segment. That's what we call Would You Rather. So I think Eman will be in charge of this one. Eman, what is our Would You Rather segment?
There you go. So we are now here in our Would You Rather segment. Okay, before everything else, I would like to explain to you what Would You Rather is. Okay, so Would You Rather, of course, is I'm going to ask Mikala a question. She has to choose between two options. So, would you rather this or would you rather that? And please explain your answer afterwards. Okay, so here you go. So, our first one is this. Okay. Would you rather have the luxury of a good night's sleep or have a feast of your favorite food?
That is a really good question. Honestly, I have to say I'm such a foodie, so I would definitely have a feast with my favorite food. Who needs sleep if you have good food?
That's true. That's
We agree.
agree. Oh my God, yes. I can have 2 hours of sleep and a lot of food, and I'm good. Yeah, there you go. So we have a foodie group right here going on. Thank you very much. So Mikala would rather have a feast of her favorite food. Amazing. Thank you. Now let's go to the next one. Would you rather have the ability to read people's minds or the ability to talk to animals?
Oh my God, that is a really hard one. What a good question. Hmm. I would say, you know what? I think I would have the ability to talk to animals. That actually is something that I wish I had since I was a little girl. You know, I was always a huge animal lover and I grew up having animals. And often I would wonder what they were thinking and, you know, if they could talk to me. So I think that would definitely be my ability. And I think even today we could learn so much from animals. I mean, if we could communicate what they had to say, I think that would be quite the conversation. So for sure.
That's true. That's true. All the confessions, the secret, all the hurt, the feelings, I think they'll be able to tell so many things. So thank you very much. Now, would you rather be an incredible singer, an awesome dancer?
Well, actually, I did dance as a child. I was a child dancer in couples dancing. But if it was today, I would have to go with singing because I love music. It's such a big part of my life. And as an actor, I often work with music and with rhythms. So I think I would have to choose singing. So I would love to be an awesome dancer as well. Can I choose both?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Actually, we think you were both an incredible singer and an awesome dancer. I just have a feeling that you are. So yeah, definitely you can choose both. Thank you so much. Wow. So we have an actress, singer, and dancer in our midst. We are so honored you are here with us tonight. Incredible and awesome. Thank you so much for that answer. Now, the next one is just a moment. Acting up. Okay. The next one is: would you rather have the power to change a moment from your past or see a moment in your future?
That is a very interesting question. I would have to say to see a moment in my future. I think that everything that has happened in my past, good or bad, has shaped me to who I am today. And I don't think I would be sitting here talking to you guys right now if everything that happened in my past didn't happen the way that it did. So I wouldn't change my past, even the bad stuff, because you learn from it. That's how you grow as a human being. So I would definitely, I always look forward and I always say there's a new day tomorrow. So I would definitely, but see a moment in my future, I don't know. That also, it's a little bit scary. So can I say neither?
That is so nice. So the last item you answered both, and this time you're answering neither.
I know.
Right. Actually, I probably would answer neither as well. But so yeah, you're on the right track right there. Thank you so much. Yeah. But you're like leaning more towards the future. But yeah, it's understandable. It's like a little bit scary. Yeah. So thank you very much for that answer. Thank you, Mala. The next one is would you rather have the power to end climate change or end the COVID-19 crisis?
Oh. Can I say both? No, but I would have to say it's a tough one, and this might be an unpopular opinion, but I would have to say climate change. Because that regards our entire Earth, our whole ecosystems, our biodiversity, the world as we know it. This COVID-19 is a challenge that we face right here, right now, and I'm sure that we will get past it, just like we have done with everything. But climate change is threatening to, our entire existence. So I think we are looking at two different scales. I mean, I don't even think they're comparable.
That's right. That's true. Actually, it is not an unpopular opinion, I think, because a lot of our eco angels who we've guested before already would choose ending climate change because you are right. You all are right. Like COVID-19 is a crisis that we will get through together, and definitely sooner or later this will all end. But climate change is something that's more prevalent and more consistent in our lives, so we should address it. So thank you very much for that question. And that, ladies and gentlemen, our Earthlings was Would You Rather with Michala. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Now, we're only on the first segment, but we already have a look at how brilliant you are as an eco angel.
Exactly.
Right, Noy? Do you agree?
Thank you.
Yes. Actually, I should say, even with the simplest or the most trivial questions, you have a profound answer for everything. That's why we're so excited to talk to you right now, Michala. Thanks.
Oh my God. Thank you.
Those were just like getting to know you questions, but we already got to know a lot about you. So thank you very much. So now, speaking of getting to know more about you, we are going to our next segment already. Okay, thank you very much. Now, Noy, what is our next segment?
Okay, so of course for our next segment, this is another MEC signature segment, which is what we call Picture Perfect. But for this segment, we are making it a little different because we are going to give the spotlight or put a spotlight on Micala's outfits or OOTDs or call it anything, like anything that she wore during the preliminary competitions of Miss Earth 2020. So Micala, you'll have to show you the picture and you'll have to tell a little bit about the photo, the outfit, or any fun fact about the photo that we are showing to you on the screen. Okay, so let's start off with our first picture perfect frame here. The first one is this one. I think this was what you wore during the intelligence round. Am I right?
Yes. So I wore this jacket on our live show with Miss Earth, and it was for the intelligence round. And it is almost like it's a cape mixed with a suit. And I think it was so much fun. I actually bought it years ago. It is from a Danish brand. It was bought from an online boutique, so it's a more sustainable brand because they only sell online. And I thought it was such a fun, different way of making a suit. Like it was like a cape. So I was like, that is so interesting and very, for me, empowering as a woman to wear. So yes.
Yes, I mean, I totally agree, Michala, because when I saw this was like the quintessential power woman, but with a little bit of class and style and a little bit of sexiness, thrown into it. But I'd like to take a follow-up on Mikala. How was how was the experience like doing the intelligence round virtually for Mr. 2020? What was the experience like?
I will say it was an amazing experience. It was too short though. We only had 3 minutes to answer. So I would honestly have loved it to be longer. I think the intelligence and environmental awareness round for me is one of my favorite rounds in the entire show because you really get to show what you know and what you care for and what your passion is. And for me, that's what Miss Earth is about. That's the whole reason we're here. I mean, the gowns are beautiful, the bikini shots are beautiful, but the reason we're here is climate change. And that is really the time where we can create awareness and communicate our thoughts and to see what each girl has to say and what is going on in their country, because what I realize is even though we face this on a global scale and it's kind of the same thing that we all face, but each countries have their own battles that they're doing and their own advocacy. So I think that was one of my favorite rounds. I just wish we had more time. That's all.
Yes, yes. Actually, Mikala, I think Eman is going to agree with me. I think you were one of our favorites or one of the top performers for that round for Team Europe. I think you were one of our hot picks for intelligence and environmental awareness, right? So
Yes, that is
congratulations.
true. So Mikala, ladies and gentlemen, is in our hot picks for the intelligence and environmental awareness round.
Thank you.
There you go. So let's now move on to our second picture perfect photo or frame. This one is, I think, what you wore for the evening gown competition. Maybe you can tell a little bit about this.
Yes. So this beautiful gown is created by a brand called the Mocho Collection, which is a Danish brand. And I mean, wow, I was so intrigued by this dress when I saw it. Actually, they gave me a few dresses to choose by, and this dress just stood out to me because of the purple color. It's the color of royalty. And in Denmark, that's one of our main, tourist attractions. We still have the royal family as one of the few countries in the world. So that to me was really important to convey. And I mean, this dress was just a dream come true, and everything is handmade. So yeah, really one of my favorites.
Wow, handmade. Amazing.
Yes, actually, it's actually handmade, and that's really nice to know that it's handmade. And actually, even if it's handmade, I think it was so opulent, it was so classy. So congratulations on that one, Mikala. So let's move on to our third photo for this segment. This one is, oh my God, look at that body. Maybe you can tell us a little bit.
Yes, so that was for my swimsuit. And yeah, there's not much to say. I mean, actually, I found the bikini in my own wardrobe. It's a bikini that I have had for years. And with the bikini, I didn't really want to find a designer. I decided to just reuse something I already had because for me, it's like I wanted to convey that you can really use what you have. You don't need something new all the time.
Right.
And it's just such a simple piece, but also it's a main piece. I love the top with the stones and the necklace. And at the same time, where it got all this going on at the top, it's super, super simple at the bottom. And I think that's also for me as a Dane, as a Scandinavian, we love simplicity in Scandinavian design and also in Scandinavian fashion. And I think that really shows.
Yes, actually, I totally agree with what you said, and I think this was like a great example of like how confident you are in your own skin. I'd like to do a follow up on that, Mikala, since this is a great symbolism of like the confidence of a woman. What do you think makes a woman beautiful and confident, in your own opinion?
I think what makes someone beautiful is confidence and also a kind of serenity, a kind of acceptance. You really need to know who you are and know what you stand for, know your values in life. And I think that will project. And I think if you spread positivity and you see the good and the beautiful in other people and just in everyday life, that's really what you spread, and people will get attracted to that. You always get attracted to someone with an amazing energy, and it instantly makes that person more beautiful. because they really shine from within. So to me, that is beauty. It's really what's inside. And just, showing empathy towards other people and animals and nature, and just being humble and a kind human being is.
Wow, that is so powerful, right, Noy?
Correct. Yes, actually, confidence, beauty, and what is said about kindness, those are the three things that make someone beautiful, no matter what
Right,
gender you are.
right.
You really great
That's
job.
true.
Love
That's
that
true.
answer. Let's now move on to our next photo, Emma. What is our
Yes.
next picture perfect frame for Mikala? This one is one more.
Yes, that was my Eco Angel dress. So this dress was also made by a Danish designer. It's from a shop called the Mannequin Shop, and it was just such an angelic gown. I actually think it's a bridal piece. But when I saw it, I was just, it just really for me did it what an angel is supposed to show. It's the white color for purity and goodness, and just it's very, again, very simple but very beautiful in its way. And I think it really carries itself. And I really wanted, the focus to be on the picture and not the dress. That was for me. I was like, it's not about me. It's not about the dress. It's about the whole picture as, a whole. Everything comes together. And to really show the eco angel and let the eco angel shine. So that's what I really hope to convey.
Yes, I totally agree. I think Emma is also going to agree with me that I think
Mhm.
when a lot of the candidates went for the more elaborate, the bigger, like symbolism of an eco angel, you went for the simple, the toned down symbolism of an eco angel. I'd like to ask you, Mikala, since the topic here is quote unquote the word eco angel, what does the word eco angel mean to you since you are competing as an eco angel to Mr. 21?
Yes, thank you. So, an eco angel to me is actually an eco warrior. I think that everyone who's in this competition is there because they're an eco warrior. For me, what made Miss Earth so, amazing is the fact that they focus on our world and how we can better the world and how we can spread awareness and do it different, and really make a statement and say, hey, this is what's going on and we need to do something. And to be a part of something so amazing and to see people from all over the world who are fighting for the same cause and who are passionate about it. That's what sets them apart. This is not just another beauty competition. This is Miss Earth. This is something with a lot of substance and such an important message. And that we can fight together globally with we're what, 80 something countries this year? To see 80, 40 countries compete to better our planet, that's amazing to me. So to me, we're all eco warriors. That's the main goal for me is to make a difference and to get my point across and really speak about these and invite people to have a debate. That's what it means to me.
Amazing.
Oh,
You're
but
coming
for
to Miss
me,
right. You're coming to Miss Earth
yes,
for the
Evan.
right reasons. You're coming to Miss Earth for the right reasons, and that is wonderful. And you know what? You mentioned that it's a competition of 83, 84 women, but it's also a coming together of
Yeah.
83 or 84 women to fight for one, right? There you go.
Yes, and I think that is the perfect segue, Migdala, since you showed your Eagle Angel outfit, which is again so stunning and so beautiful. Now is our time to talk about your story, of course, as an Eagle Angel to Miss Earth 2020. All right. So, of course, now is your time to talk about what you aspire for as a candidate to Miss Earth 2020, and talk about the things that are really important to you as a candidate to Mr.
Mhm.
2020. The first one, actually, we found out that you are a trained actress in New York. Is that true?
Yes, that is true. I graduated from acting school in New York, and it's from an acting school called the William Esper Acting Studio.
Wow,
And yes, that is true.
amazing.
Yes. Actually, Emma here is also an actor. Emma, maybe you want to ask her about her experience as an
Yes.
actor
The,
to
re-
actor.
the reason I know this school because one of my professors in theater went to that school as well. So that is so amazing. Please tell us your experience in the school and learning acting and performing. How was it?
I have to say it was probably the best years of my life. Going actually right before I went to that school, I was accepted into a film school in Denmark where I had been training with an actor, and it took us months, and I finally got accepted. And then I got the letter from New York that I was also accepted there. So that was the hardest choice in my life. And I spoke with so many directors who were like, you should go, you need to go to New York. If you want really good education, that's where it is. It's Broadway, it's New York, they know what they're doing. Um, and that school is amazing. I mean, the teachers are all working actively, either as actors or directors, so they know what's up and they're out there doing it, and then they're teaching at the same time. And that for me was very, very important. That it's not someone who graduated an acting school like 20 years ago and then never acted in their life afterwards.
That's
But
right.
yeah, teaching, the people that I met, I mean, it was such an international school. I met people from all over the world, from Europe, Africa, even Australia, Asia, everywhere. It was so inspiring, and to just be in such a loving and welcoming atmosphere where people are just so nice and so passionate about what they're doing was absolutely amazing. And I still speak with other people today. I mean, they're my family.
Yes, and maybe one final question, Emma, because I found out that as an actress, you were able to star in a film. It's like a passion project for you. You mentioned in your bio. It was a passion project for on a film about abused women.
Yes.
That's right. Maybe you can tell quickly your experience about with that passion project of yours.
Yes. So I actually starred in a movie called Kvinner, which translates to women in English. And that movie was a passion project, and it is about abused women and children, and really making awareness for the whole of abused women and children that we have in Denmark. Because there's not a lot of focus on it, and not many people talk about it. And I think it's something that is so important to focus on, women empowerment, and also how we treat each other, and especially during the pandemic right now. I mean, the numbers have escalated by abusive case, unfortunately. So I think it is something we really need to speak about, because it's been such a taboo, for the past many years. So yes, that is one of the projects that I am proudest about. And I got to meet and speak with many of the women who lived in that home at the time and hear their amazing stories and survival stories. And that was really something at a point in my life where I realized that I could make a difference with my acting. Even though it's acting, it's like you can actually help create awareness on something that means something to people and something that can change people's lives.
Right.
It's
Totally
just an incredible, right, Emma, that as an artist and as creative, you get to use your craft to to send that message across about things that are important to you. Right?
Yes.
It's powerful
Definitely.
thing that you're doing.
Because
Right?
especially when you have the power to choose the material that you're going
Yeah.
to deliver. If you are able to choose powerful materials, then you are really doing your best and being yourself and creating your work as an actor, especially for others. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you.
Wow.
Okay. Now, the next one that we would like to talk about, Michala, is aside, of course, from your work as an actress, you're also an animal lover. I think
Yes.
it's also here. I saw this on your Instagram. And I think you also said on your bio that you grew up in a family where you treasure or you give importance to all living creatures. Like even if there's like the smallest of living creatures, we can tell a little bit about that.
Yes. So actually, since I was a little girl, I have loved animals always. And I started supporting, I think, for my fourth or fifth birthday, I wished that we supported the rainforest, because in Denmark there's this magazine where you could paid to support the rainforest and all the animals. And I remember I begged my parents, like, please, can I have this for my birthday? So I have been a huge animal lover. I remember I used to be out in our garden digging up little insects and taking them inside because I wanted to give them a home because, they were homeless, they were outside, much to my parents' dismay. So I always been a huge animal lover. When I was little, I thought I was going to be a vet, for sure. I didn't know I was going to be an actress. So I grew up with horses and dogs and rabbits, and now I have a parrot. So, yes.
Wow. My God, not only an actress who performs with the cause, but also an animal lover. Truly a queen of the earth. Right, right. Thank you so much for that. Yeah.
And of course, the next one I'd like to talk about, since you already mentioned that your love for animals came from, of course, your upbringing with your family. You also mentioned in your bio that you grew up in a family composed of empowered women, right? Like I think your grandmother and the other members of your family. I'd like to ask, how did that shape you into the person or to the woman that you are right now?
Thank you. Well, you have so many good questions. I would say my mom has really shaped me into who I am. I do come from a family of very strong and powerful women. And my mom came to Denmark from Ukraine when she was 10 years old. And I think it's that Ukrainian blood, and her and my grandmother, they are very strong females. So my entire side of my mother's family, the females are just very, very strong, very headstrong, and very passionate. And my mom has really, to see what she has done in the life that she has created for herself is incredible. To come to a new country without knowing the language, without anything. They had to leave their entire life behind and just start all over. And to see my mom, because my mom is working actually as an engineer, and she works with pollution. And she's been traveling all over Asia and all over Europe since I was a child to help companies find greener solutions and more sustainable solutions. I think I got a lot of my love for nature and also my stubbornness and headstrong personality from her.
Amazing. So the power runs in the family, definitely.
It does.
Powerful, powerful women. Thank you very much.
Really interesting, yes. And of course, speaking of family, another thing that's interesting about you is that Eman, Michala and her family, actually they have their own foundation, and the foundation is
Yes.
founded and it runs in Thailand.
Yeah.
Maybe Eman, you can ask Michala about that. Really interesting.
Tell us about this Z2H Foundation. It's so interesting. While we were looking at your photos, we
Yes.
found out that you have this. So halfway around the world. What brought you to this foundation?
Thank you. Thank you so much, actually, for bringing that up, because that is something that I am so proud about my family for founding. It is actually my uncle on my dad's side who have founded this foundation together with his wife, who is from Thailand, from Phetchabun. And so it's a foundation called Zero to Hero, and it runs on donations. So this is something that they just created because they want to make a difference. Of course, she grew up in a very poor family, in poverty, and her childhood is so terrifying. They didn't know what they were going to eat, and they never had enough food. And that's when they spoke together and decided that they want to make a difference, because right now no one was making a difference. No one was trying to change the life of these families and these children. So it was something that we have to change something. If we can do something, we need to do it. So what they're doing is they're actually trying to change the entire school system in Thailand, which is huge. So they're starting in Phetchabun, in the rural area, where they have founded this school called Zero to Hero. So the program basically starts from you are 0 years old, and it goes all the way up to 18, where you are an adult. So what they say is that the brain starts developing already when you are in your mother's womb, when you are 0. And the first couple of months is in a child's life is the most important. It's where we really develop as human beings. We get our empathy, the brain develops, and studies have showed how important it is to have contact. Even eye contact with your mother is extremely important. So they're starting, from the very bottom and go all the way up. Right now, the Thai education, Thai teachers are very high paid. It's one of the highest paid salaries in Thailand. But the teaching is 80% of the children just sitting there watching a television screen for the whole day. And they believe that no, the participants should be active 80% of the time. They need to go out there and do something and burn their energy and learn in a fun way. That's how we learn, by doing. So what they're doing is that they're implementing the Finnish childhood education system, which is #1 in the world currently. And they think that the children, need to relearn how to, think and solve problems, by themselves. It's a completely different way of learning and educating children, and get all these very important life skills from an early age. And also that the teachers need to do more than just look after the children. They need to activate them and they need to teach them. So the goal is definitely to change the course of these children's lives so they can go to school, so they can have an education, and they can break out of the poverty. The problem is right now that many of the parents are forced to go to Bangkok to work. And that means that the children actually grow up with their grandparents, and they may see their parents 1 or twice in a year, which means that the families grow up apart, and that is so sad. So that is something that they also want to change. And they also brought in fresh running water into the school, which the school has never had before in history. And there's a shortage of water in the village, so that is so important. But to go there and see their work and participate and meet the children, and I saw the small babies with their grandparents, was just, what they're doing is amazing. So I will say to anyone who wants to donate, please go to their foundation, and on the webpage, you can donate to help further this educational progress. And I know that they already spoke to governors in Phetchabun, in the whole district, who had speeches about why their education systems is so important. And I know that they have inspired over 400 kindergartens in the Phetchabun province to look at their model for what they're doing currently. So they are taking big steps, but they are trying to change an entire country and inspire other countries as well who have people who live in poverty and, poor education.
Amazing work. One final question about that, Michala, before we move on to your core advocacy of yours. Of course, both Em and I are teachers as well, and we believe that students are not the only ones who learn from their teachers. Actually, the other way around, teachers learn a lot from their students.
Yes.
My question for you right now is that do you remember any specific child or student that really resonated with you and really connected with you? And what was the lesson that you learned from that child that you still bring up to this day as a candidate to Miss Earth 2020? Do you have any story?
I didn't hear at the beginning. Did you say which student? Like my student?
Yeah, like a child or a student. Yeah.
You had a child or a student that made an impact on you and also taught you a lesson that you now still bring to Miss Earth. Yeah.
Yes. I will say definitely. Actually, I used to be a substitute teacher in Denmark as well. So I have worked with students as well. Actually, also from grade 0 all the way up to 9th graders. So the whole spectrum. And I used to teach a grade 0 as their, as a teacher there every day, because their teacher actually asked to have me as their, main helper. For the students, and those children were incredible. I think we learned so much with children, because what I have found is that children by nature are extremely forgiving. They're very open-minded, they're very loving, and they're so spontaneous, and they don't hold back, and they show love. Children will just run up to you and hug you if that's what they feel like. And then they learn, later on in life to, either, be a little bit more narrow-minded and hold back and not show emotion. And that's something that I really hope that we can change, because as an actress, I had to relearn how to feel and how to open myself and open my heart. And that's in a sense very sad and very tragic that we learn from such an early age to close ourselves. So I would say I learn from these children every day. I mean, every single day when I saw little kinds of kindness and little acts of, when they helped each other, when someone fell, and the way that they would just support each other and be there for each other. And if another kid said something to one kid, like 20 kids would stand up and defend that kid. And that really warmed my heart that, they had such a tight bond. So, yeah, we can learn a lot.
Yes, actually, Emma, really a lot of wisdom, a lot of like profound
True.
Messages coming from Michala.
True.
Now we would like to hear about the main reason you are here at Miss Earth 2020, which is your advocacy as an eco angel of Denmark. You can share a little bit about your advocacy right now.
Among your many advocacies, yeah.
Among the many ones,
Your
the
first
major ones.
I'm happy to say the many ones, because I do focus on so many areas within the environmental and climatic debate. I will say that first and foremost, I have chosen to focus on two of UN's 17 Envision goals, which is mental health and environmental well-being for all, and also responsible consumption and production. I do believe that for generations we have exhausted our soil and our nature and our natural resources, and we are now facing the consequences. I mean, our ecosystems are dying, and as a result, we are hereby losing our biodiversity. And I think that this is the biggest crisis that we have ever faced in today's modern society. But I will say that I think that everything, just like our ecosystems, are connected and tied together. And you can't solve one problem without solving the others. So with me, as a child, I grew up surrounded by nature and wild animals. I mean, I remember having foxes playing in our garden, and owls and hedgehogs and different kind of birds. I mean, our garden was full of life and biodiversity. And sadly, that has changed, and a lot of those animals are gone, mainly due to human activities. So I want my children and their children to experience the world that I grew up in. And that's really why I want to educate children on how they can restore our environment and preserve our biodiversity, and at the same time combat global warming and the environmental and climatic issues that we're facing. So that's my focus. It's all over the place, because I do think that everything is connected.
It's actually not. It's very clear, right? It's a very clear advocacy. So I think you are on the right track. And you are right, and I agree so much when you said that we should start educating our children. So, like, educating our children is like our investment. We don't see the results right away, but in the future, when they grow older, we will definitely have a better world, not for us,
Yes.
but for them. So, yeah, so you're on the right track of educating the children, and that is such a beautiful act, right, Nora?
Emma, just the fact that she draws from her sincere love for children, for students, for the younger generation. I think that's a really great deal for your advocacy, Michala. So congratulations, and the best of luck on all of your endeavors. Now, we would like to debate a little bit, because we found out an interesting fact or thing about Miss Earth Denmark. I think it's about the crown. I think one of the most interesting crowns thus far in any national competition of Miss Earth. Maybe we can tell a little bit about this photo. I think Emily is going to show it. You had the great opportunity to have a photo taken with this Game of Thrones-ish crown from Miss Earth Denmark. This
Yes.
one.
There it is. Yes, so this crown is created by Danish designers, Sissy Jewelry, and I believe it's a married couple who made this crown. And it was made in 2016, where the beautiful girl in the picture is Claudia, who is Miss Earth Denmark 2016. And she was the first and the only person to have ever worn this crown. I mean, I'm wearing it in the picture, but officially. So this crown was mainly inspired by actually Charlize Theron, who is such a powerful woman, and I think someone that everyone can aspire to be like. And she's a great humanitarian, so she has done so much amazing work. It was inspired by her in Snowman, Snow White and the Huntsman, and also inspired by, of course, Danish folklore, which is the Vikings and Game of Thrones. So it is, yes, very inspired by Danish folklore and history.
That is amazing. Look at that. So it's very iconic. Yeah, that is one of the most iconic moments this year, actually, in 2020. We were like, this, wow, right?
Yes,
It is
it's
a cool
actually
crown.
It's a very cool crown.
correct.
We agree. I want it. I want to wear it too.
Me too.
Yes. So cinematic, right, Emma? Yes,
Mhm.
yes. And we do hope if you have an opportunity with for an official photo shoot with the crown, I think your beauty and your like presence fits perfectly well with the crown. That Game of Thrones or Viking inspired crown. Really, really
That's true.
great.
I agree. I agree.
Yes.
I
And
will
now
try to make it happen.
yes. And now, Mikala, speaking of crown, now we'd like to ask, of course, you are here right now at Mr. 2020 because you're vying for the main crown, the big crown, which is the title of Mr. 2020. We would like to ask you, how is the journey so far? Now that we are, I think, inching our way into the coronation night, how is the experience, all in all?
Oh my God, what a journey, what an experience. I don't think I have words for it right now. It's been such a crazy ride so far. It's been an amazing experience, and I have to say, it is, as I said before, it is bittersweet that we're nearing the end of this whole journey. I kind of wish it could go on forever. It's the new norm for me. It's like, going live with the Miss Earth family, talking about important things. I mean, I could do this forever, honestly. So the whole journey has been so incredible. I have learned so much from I would say, all my European sisters. We have a little Facebook chat where we write, and everyone is so sweet and just so supportive. And everyone has so many great things to say. That's the thing. I think that I see so many ladies who are deserving of the crown this year that I don't even know how the judges are going to pick a winner. Because there's so many different things that each lady has to say, and so many different advocacies. So I will say all of them are equally important, and all of the ladies have the right to promote what they're promoting with the advocacy. So it's, I mean, each and every one of them I can see as the next Miss Earth. So I don't know how the judges are going to do it, but
Same thing here. Yes, we're having a hard time taking like the hot picks or whatnot. One final question, Mikala, before we turn it over to our fans, because I think there are some questions. What is your greatest takeaway? Like the greatest learning experience, the greatest learning that you can like bring from this experience, joining the virtual edition of Mr. 2020?
I will say that the biggest learning experience has definitely been the entire, can I say the entire journey? I'm going to say the entire journey. From I started, I have learned so much. I'm a person that really makes research. I mean, I already knew a lot about Denmark and what we do when it comes to sustainable energy and renewable energy sources. And we are a very technological country. So we are front runners when it comes to renewable energy. I knew that. And I knew that we had global warming. I knew the situation, but to really dive in and see all of these documentaries and read all of these articles made me realize how close to the tipping point we are right now with our world and with our biodiversity, and how much of nature and our environment we have already destroyed, how many animals have already been affected. And that made me want to cry, because I didn't realize that we were that close. And that made me feel like, oh my God, people have to know. People really have to know, but more importantly, we need to do something, and we need to act, and we need to make people aware of the urgency in this situation.
Yes, and what a journey it has been, right, Mikala? And we we are hoping that even after the pageant, you still continue your advocacies. You are doing a great job. And thank you so much, Mikala, for sharing your Eco Angel story with us. Now, I think Eman is going to go over our fan comments and questions, right, Eman? We still have some questions from the fans.
Yes, yes, yes. So right now we are inviting everyone to key in your questions, your comments, or your shout out requests for our queen right now. And we have actually several comments here already. They've already keyed it in even earlier in the show. So I'd like to read them to you right now. So we have here first, actually, we have a fellow queen right here. We have Nazia Wadi, Miss Earth South Africa 2019, right? She's here with us right now. And she's saying Mikala is so well spoken. We agree. We agree. That's true. And John Messer is saying Denmark definitely a dark horse. There you go. Yeah. In it to win it. Queen in every way. We agree with you, John. Thank you so much. Okay. Zani actually has a comment about your gown. I think Mikala, you can be the new center of Copenhagen now. With that gown. I think this was the Eco Angel gown that she's talking about. Thank you very much. Yes, and we have yeah, you got it right, Zani. It's like a Viking inspired round. And John is saying that you are his best Euro,
Oh my God.
the European.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. There you go. And speaking of question, we have here just a curious question from Brody Cody. Yes, there you go. Brody Cody is asking, have you ever met with the first Miss Earth from Denmark?
Thank you, Brody. No, unfortunately, I haven't. I know that, I mean, Denmark it made history in 2001. We were the first country to win, and we haven't been winning since. So she is iconic, an iconic queen. I have not met her yet. I really hope to do so one day.
That's right. Yeah. I think we saw an interview of her recently, and she still looks amazing. Still doing a great job, not only as a person, but also as a woman of the earth. And that is once an earth queen, really always an earth queen. There you go. Thank you so much for that. Thank you for that question, Brody Cody. Yeah, so if you guys have any more questions, then you can just key them in. But we know that we've learned a lot from Mikala in just this 1 hour, almost already 1 hour that we have been with you. It's like time just passes by, and we're just so amazed by the way you answer questions and by the way you say things. It's like we learned a lot from you. There you go. Thank you very much. Yes, Danny,
Thank you.
15 years ago. So, Katrina still looks very, very beautiful up even
Yes.
right. Yes, Noy.
There you go. So to all of our fans, thank you so much for your support and your comments for our Eco Angel from Denmark. But as Emma mentioned, all things must come to an end. We have like almost an hour of like a great conversation with Miss
Right.
Earth Denmark 2020, Michala Rubenstein. Michala, as an ending, is there anything you'd like to say to all of your fans, all of your supporters? The floor is yours right now. Michala, take it away.
Thank you. I will say thank you so much for everyone who's been watching, who's been supporting, who's just been showing love. It means a lot. Denmark is a small country, and so it really each and every comment means so much. But more and foremost, I will say thank you to everyone who is supporting Miss Earth and who is supporting this cause, because that is why I'm here. The main goal here is to create awareness and is to make a difference and to make people aware of what's going on, but also what they can do. So if everyone who's watching gets inspired and think about what they can change, I think if we all do micro changes in our everyday life, it will have a macro impact in the world. So if you can take anything away from this interview, I will say, please think about what you can change yourself and just talk to your friends about it, because we might think that one voice isn't that much, and what can one person do. But the thing is that one person can do a lot. And if you talk to your friends, it's like ripples in the water. They can talk to their friends and family. They will talk to their friends. I mean, there is power in numbers, as I always say. So never underestimate yourself and your power and your voice. And with that, I will follow up saying that in Denmark, actually, a survey shows that almost every second Dane thinks that the government should focus even more on environmental and climatic issues. And the government already stated an issue giving 10 billion Danish kroner solely for environmental and climatic issues. And that makes me so proud, not only of our government, but also of our people who still thinks we can do more and who are still willing to do more and say, yeah, it's great that we're doing so much, but we can do more. You know, what more can we do? And that's important, to never lean back and say, oh, we fitted the goal, you know, we accomplished it, but keep moving forward and say, okay, well, what's the next thing we can do? So yes.
That's amazing. There you go. Well, actually, one question came in a bit late, and it's kind of related to what you are talking about right now, because the way you are presenting yourself is actually the relevance of pageants right now. Because John is asking, my question is, where do pageants stand in this time of crisis? And somehow I believe you kind of answered that already, but if you would answer it directly, what would be your answer to John's question? Where do pageants stand in this time of crisis?
That is a really good question. I'm not sure. I'm completely on page with what John is thinking of. But what I think is that pageants, especially this pageant, which is the only one running at the moment, as far as I know, like the only one that's going live right now, is extremely important because right now we are facing the pandemic. So everyone is home, and right now we have seen how much of a difference it has made in nature. I mean, in Denmark, a survey shows that the air emissions in central Copenhagen has been reduced by 80% throughout the pandemic. 80%, that's mind blowing. And I know that other countries has experienced the same thing, and especially in certain industrial areas, they have seen how the smog has completely disappeared. So I think it's also a tribute and a, you know, a hopeful message to see how little it takes and how fast we can actually turn things around. And so I will say this pageant, if that can highlight what we are accomplishing and what we need to do and the importance of what we're facing right now, I would say this pageant is of virtual importance. The fact that I have a platform right now to talk about these things and tell people, look how quickly we can recover nature, look how quickly we can make a difference, I would say it's super important.
There you go. Thank you very much for that wonderful answer to that question. So, John, hopefully your question was answered, and I think it was answered
I
very
hope so.
answered very well. Answered very well. Thank you so much. There you go. So that was like a little encore right there.
Yeah.
Yes, there you go. So I think that concludes our, I think Emma's going to agree, are one of the most meaningful and most profound conversations we've ever had on the
Right.
live
Oh my God.
interview series.
No, no
Mikala.
joke. Yeah.
Yes, Emma, yes.
Yeah, I was gonna
Thank
say
you.
yes, no joke. We mean that seriously. That's one of the best and most profound interviews we've had, and we are so happy that you are with us right now. You know, it's like never too late to for a queen who deserves to be one of our top eco angels this year, to be talking about your advocacy and your passion in such a beautiful, profound manner. So thank you very much for being here. Right.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Yay!
And on that note, let's do a virtual applause to our eco angel from Denmark. Ladies and gentlemen, Michala Rubenstein. The best of luck,
Thank you.
Michala. Hey.
To you guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
And the best of luck, Michala, on the grand coronation in a few days. Is Michala Rubenstein your next Miss Earth 2020? To all of our Earthlings, key in if you think that she has what it takes to be our new queen. But Emma, before we end, do we have anything in store for our Earthlings, for our fans, for tomorrow? What's in store?
Yes, that is right. So we are 1 week. There's 1 week left before our grand coronation show, which is happening on November 29th. But before that, speaking of final, we have been following for 2 months. It's been a journey. We feel what Michala is actually feeling. It's like, oh, it's going to end already. It's been our weekly, daily habit for the past 2 to 3 months. And it all comes down to a fitting conclusion for Miss Earth Crown tomorrow, because tomorrow we're going to have our MEC Roundup 2020 finale and final hot picks reveal. And as we have been telling you, this is going to be a hot picks reveal like you've never seen before. So please join us tomorrow. Watch with us November 21st, 8 p.m. Manila time. Did I get the time right? No, I think I did, right? 8 p.m. Manila time with very special guest panelists. Of course, we have Miss Earth Canada 2019, Mattea Henderson, and one of our countries, one of the Philippines' top vloggers for the pageant industry, Tito Norman, is going to be there tomorrow with us. So that's going to be exciting. Please be here tomorrow. And also tomorrow we are giving away tickets for you to be able to watch the coronation show of Miss Earth on November 29th. It's definitely going to be a wonderful kind of show. So please do tune in and watch out for that tomorrow. Yes, back to you, Noy.
There you go. So again, on that note, we will see you all tomorrow. But then for now, on behalf of our extra special guest, MICHALA Rubenstein of Denmark, and my ultra cool co-host, Emmanuel Feliciano, this has been your host, Noy Sabelano, for Miss Earth Crown, saying stay safe and have a great day, everyone. Maraming salamat po. See you all tomorrow during the
Bye.
final.
Bye.